Hi, I'm Sam Wills. I work for Wired Masters as a mastering and mix engineer. I've put the finishing touches to music to make it ready for release and radio. Most of my job's trying to find the last 15-20% out of music. It's just getting it over the line so everybody's happy with it, and taking it outside of the producer's hands sometimes just so they've got a fresh ear on things. I suppose I've got something that I do on every single track, and I'll go in and I'll do my initial movements, I suppose, get it to level. I'll probably throw some bass in there straight away, just normally. I've got my mastering chain that's always the same and it's just saved, so I throw it over the top of it, and there's a few things in there that just automatically get done anyway. And because of that, it kind of sets it up in a place where I can then listen to it and go, oh right, I didn't need that bass, I didn't need that bit. And then I suppose it's that time where you start going, okay, this track's different in that way and that way, and you can start moulding it. Is there an end point that you see from the start? I don't think so. I think it evolves as you're doing it. I think if you could just see what it was, then everybody would be able to just see it. I think you need to just try a few things and then go, oh, actually that sounds better high and that sounds better bass here. So yeah, it's an evolving thing, but I think it's just now I've got the speed to get to that point much quicker than I did before. I learn the more in-depth uses for limiters, compressors, what they're actually doing with music. And that's my bread and butter. Every single day I am using compressors and limiters. So to be able to take what I learned here straight into the studio meant that my bosses could teach me properly, because they weren't trying to teach me what a limiter was or what a compressor was or what the tools of the job are. It's just like, this is the tool, this is how you really, really use it in a professional studio. So it gave me the perfect basis to then launch into the working world. A little bit about the techniques of how to mix and master, but also just the general life as a mix engineer, working from day to day, what it takes to get to that place, what trials and tribulations have happened along the way, kind of thing. I think there's something to be said about being on site with people that have got the experience and the knowledge. Not only that, there's the equipment here that can actually be used. You can only learn so much and do so much on headphones or a smaller set of speakers. At some point, if you really want to hear what you're doing, you need to listen to it through some really good speakers. I don't know too many students that have really amazing thousands of pounds worth of speakers. I mean, these are brilliant. These are basically what I use in my studio, and there's only one way you're going to hear all of your track, and that's through good monitoring. So you're not going to get that watching YouTube or doing internet courses. It's just physically not possible. So yeah, there's that added element to actually being in a facility that actually has everything on tap. The pandemic definitely affected what we were doing, just in the sense that we got even busier than we were. So a lot of our clients were obviously, due to the pandemic, not allowed to fly, not allowed to gig, not allowed to do anything. Their only revenue stream was putting music out. To put music out, from their point of view, got to get mixed and mastered. So we got really busy during the pandemic. We all have our own separate studios, so we just carried on working through, and yeah, managed to see it out. I think dance music as a genre won't ever go away. I think it'll change, maybe. The whole streaming world of today has totally changed dance music, in the sense of every time I make a track, there is an edit that almost has to be under 3 minutes. And that is for the Spotify playlists and YouTubes and all the rest of it. There'll always be a place for it, whether it's in the club, at the festival, or just in your car when you're going for drinks or something, or in a house like that. I don't think it'll ever die. I don't think people enjoy it too much. There's a freedom to it, I guess. I think the software that's available is always moving forward, and you'll get a lot of fluff in between, but then occasionally you'll get something that come out that's like the game changer, as everybody likes to call it. But they don't come along very often. I've said a few times today, I'm a massive advocate for knowing your plugins and VSTs inside out. And if you want to add stuff to it, absolutely, but wait till you know what you've got inside out. There's buttons on a bunch of stuff that I'm sure people look at and I've got no idea what it is and there's no clue, but you probably should know what it does, because it might do something that new VST that you spent 300 quid on is designed to do, but you already had the thing that did it in the first place. So yeah, I like plugins just as much as the next guy, but some help, some hinder. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sometimes it's just getting in the way of actually making what you need to do. If you're looking to become a mastering engineer or a mix engineer, I suppose at the student level, if you've got lots of people around you or friends or whatever, be mixing and mastering their tracks all of the time. Like if they've got a new track, mix it down and master it. My job is learnt from repetitiveness. Just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. If you want to push forward into doing it professionally, there's a couple of ways of doing it. You can go out on your own. There's some great websites out there where you can just start offering services. Eventually you'll get some work. If you do it right, people will come back to you. If you want to go down the route of working in studios, knock on the doors, send out good emails, pick and choose, don't just blanket fire them off. Work out who you actually want to work with. Make sure it's the music that you're interested in. We had a guy that came and worked for us briefly, or I say intern for us, who hates dance music, loves rock music, with the wrong studio for you. So yeah, I think it's a case of, pick your targets, make sure you want to be there. And if you want to be there, it'll come across if you're actually speaking to the person. So yeah, that's definitely the way to go around it.